We're back with some very interesting and potentially damaging NBA news. Well, it seems like a 3-team mega trade is in the discussion, and from what we're hearing, the Golden State Warriors will come out of this one as the worst team. The champions might be facing a tough call. The other two teams involved are the LA Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets. But what's going down? Let's find out all about it. First up, this has been proposed by Orlando Silva. Trades are common practice in the game, and we're all for it, but only when the time is right. Also, the deals need to be realistic. You can't just randomly trade off players, especially when it doesn't make sense. The Golden State Warriors have been included in a wild 3-team trade idea, along with the Lakers and the Nets. Guys, if this ever goes through, it'd be one of the worst decisions ever and could absolutely cripple the Warriors. The thing is, it's quite likely that all the moves which have been proposed right now will happen in the next 12 months. Players move around all the time, and that's no big deal. But if it all goes down together, this will be a tough transaction and very difficult to come back from. All these teams have a reputation to protect. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a fair trade. The deal has been proposed by Orlando Silva of the Fadeaway and has called it spectacular, but we're not convinced, and neither are the fans. Let's look at what he has come up with in the deal. So according to the mega trade idea, Golden State Warriors would get LA Lakers player Anthony Davis in exchange for Draymond Green, as well as 3 of their talented young players. The Lakers still fare better as they would be getting Kevin Durant, who they can easily pair with LeBron James for epic ball play, and Green being paired with Simmons would do wonders for their team. These are elite stars, you guys. Their game speaks for itself. Now, we aren't saying this would be the dream team, but the truth is, if they click, it would put the Lakers in a really good spot. Overall, the trade is a positive one for them because Davis has proven to be extremely injury-prone, Russell Westbrook has become a liability, and they'll be exchanging 2 future first-round picks. The Brooklyn Nets will be looking to rebuild their team here, so we aren't sure how happy they'd be with giving up the pick, which would work considerably well for them if the trade indeed takes place. Then there's the matter of the players. Would they be okay with taking on Poole's 4-year contract, which is worth $140 million, by the way? Then we have the Wiseman-Kuminga duo, which didn't exactly pan out for the Warriors, as fans would know. Overall, we don't think there's anything spectacular about this deal, and from where we see it, it would end up in a disaster for the Golden State Warriors, one that would possibly pull the team down for years. Next up, how will things look like for the Dubs? Not promising, that's for sure. The only major thing they'd get out of this is Anthony Davis, and we really don't know if that's a promising prospect, because if you think about it, they'd be giving up Green, who's been around for years. It takes a lot for a team to develop good chemistry, and we've seen the Golden State Warriors support each other on the court like no other. This is what has always made them the champs. Then giving up Poole, Wiseman, and Kuminga doesn't seem like a good choice at all. The only way the team would agree on a Davis for Green trade is if the whole punching fiasco with Poole has made it impossible for the players to work together on the court and has impacted the team's morale. But even with Brooklyn Nets draft pick, losing the players who've already been around made no sense. To be honest, it's not an ideal trade for the Warriors or the Nets. For that matter, the Lakers are the only ones who are relatively lucking out in the potential trade. What we can say for sure is that if the mega trade were to happen, it would definitely shake up the NBA, and we can't promise it'll be for the good. The Golden State Warriors have been a unit for so long, they get along with each other, and they've got a plan when they come to play. Coming up, let's look at how this isn't the best idea. It was a promising one, you guys. All 3 teams had such hopes and were determined to make the most of this game season. The rosters had been revamped for some, and the Lakers even got a new head coach. However, as the season started, it became clear that things weren't exactly panning out the way the teams, as well as the fans, had hoped. Now the suggestion that since these 3 are struggling, they should be a part of a mega trade to help each other out is absurd. Why would the Golden State Warriors want to make a deal that might land them in the worst place possible when it comes to competing with other teams? The players are what make it so special, and we've seen them support each other seamlessly on the team. Nobody wants to take apart something perfect, do they? Also, the idea of the trade is to improve the situation of all the teams, but from what is being suggested, the only team that would come out slightly better is the Lakers. So the question is, why would anyone even suggest this, and how has it become such an important discussion? We We've no doubts that all three teams need to figure something out, but stripping the Warriors off their champs like this would just be cruel and something that should be avoided at all costs. Finally, what do the fans think? Of course, they had a lot to say about this, and none of it was positive. Fans supporting the Golden State Warriors were sure that the team would never go for such a trade and weren't exactly thrilled with what was being proposed. They also saw right through the deal, calling it beneficial for the other two teams involved. The Anthony Davis trade was also criticized a lot, as the fans didn't want to see their team's future in jeopardy over just one player. One fan made it quite clear by saying, "The Warriors aren't trading Draymond, Poole, Wiseman, and Kuminga for AD and a pick." Another added, "Ain't no way in Warriors give up their future for a man with the fragility of an 80-year-old. That sounds about right, and we agree completely. Moving on, is trading Draymond Green for Anthony Davis even a thing? The LA Lakers and the Golden State Warriors haven't achieved what they set out for at the beginning of the season. We all see it, and we all know it. But if y'all think they'll be shuffling things around in panic, it ain't gonna happen. See, the thing is, both these teams have seen the highs and the lows, and both are led by star players who can keep their heads, even when things don't seem all that promising. To be honest, both Curry and LeBron have the knack for turning things around, so we aren't holding our breath. The thing is that the trade-off will take place in mid-January, but before that, the hypothetical trade-off scenarios are bound to serve some shockers. If we were you, we'd take them with a pinch of salt. Of course, as fans, we all get riled up at these weird suggestions by experts, but it's just news, guys. Anyway, Stephen A. Smith recently proposed a Green and Thompson trade for Davis between the two teams in an ESPN segment, and Wilbin and Rose shot it down. Smart guys those, no? He even posted an online video of the exchange, and the fans weren't amused. They made themselves heard in the comment section by clearly stating that AD would not do anything to the Warriors team, and that if this suggestion was adopted, it would only make things worse. It looks like their minds are made up. Following up, why this isn't a good idea. The Warriors have made a name for themselves, and their championship team is supremely dependent on Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. This trio is the top talent in the NBA, and taking them apart so close to another championship makes no sense at all. We think it would be a rash decision, not to mention totally undefendable in front of the fans who have already rejected the potential deal. It might be looking tough for the team now, but we really don't think they want to deal with the wrath of the fans as well. Also, the exchanges being suggested so far aren't exactly reliable. Look at Anthony Davis, for instance. The player has been struggling with health issues, and with the way the team has been struggling, a liability of this sort would only serve to pull it down further. We do agree that a change is needed and fast if the team wants to win the championship this season, but these aren't ideal trades. So what we suggested is to hold off until the best bet comes along. Lastly, Green is an asset for the Warriors. What this guy does on the court isn't something that can be taught to a player, making him almost irreplaceable. He's been a source of inspiration within the team. The teammates, as well as the coach, have always vouched for the guy. Klay Thompson has said that Green can do it all, and Kerr has called him the heartbeat of the team, and that he has everything to do with the team's success. This is high praise, you guys, and it absolutely solidifies his position on the team. We do think that it would be wiser for the Golden State Warriors to hold on to this one. That's a wrap for this video. Do you guys think the 3-team mega trade is the way to go for the Golden State Warriors? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and press that bell icon for the latest information and news like this. See you at the next one.